This is what communists want. They want horrible poverty. Wait, that's what capitalism is making right now? What? I was sent a video, next segment. I was sent a video of a VTuber. It looks like this. Eat the Rich. And it has a little Hasan in the corner. This VTuber is apparently a little bit spicy, a little bit controversial. This lady. I know some people know this lady. I don't. This is my first exposure to the VTuber named Kirsche, which means cherry, again, in German, so interesting. Is she based? I don't think so. I think she's the opposite of based. But we'll figure it out. And this is more commentary on the Submersible. So if you're not sick of the Submersible already, now we can get some more Submersible commentary. Submersible drama. So this is her. She's a wait, no, is this a Clipper channel or is this her channel? I don't know, but I'm pretty sure she's a bigger channel than me. So I'm okay with covering that, because I would never want to cover somebody negatively who's a smaller channel than myself, because that's, well, maybe not never, but, you know, I would like to avoid that generally. Submersible and breathable? Less breathable, honestly. I've seen her complain about wokeness in her dildos and praising Matt Walsh. Oh my god. So this is going to be an insane take, I guess. So that's the type of person we're talking about. I want to know, one thing I want to know is if she's German or not, because of her name being German. Of course you can have a German name and not be German. I'm not gonna be like, how dare you? That would be insane. A lot of names like derive from German names, like actual people names that you're just named like that. What a useless rant. Let's get into this video.
How it's easy to make jokes about how brain damaged these people were. It's easy to make jokes about like the situation as a whole because it's ridiculous, and it's something that, like, if you think about it too much, it's kind of fucking depressing. The people quote retweeting saying that, like, they wished I was on the submarine and whatnot.
You? I don't know who you are. Is that happening? I didn't notice her name being German. Yeah, Kirsche. It's Cherry. But I don't think she's German. It doesn't sound like it anyway, but sometimes you can't tell. You can't always tell. Well, yeah, no, I don't think you should have been on the Submersible. I don't think you should tell anybody, I wish you were on the Submersible, unless it's Elon Musk. Then you are allowed and encouraged to type exactly that. But anyway, we should watch it a little bit more. Who are you? No, literally. I guess people don't like her, maybe? I don't know. Maybe she's a controversial person.
And it's like, man, if you're against edgy humor, but then you make that joke, that kind of makes me suspicious of you.
I am not against edgy humor, but she's not talking to me, so I don't know why I'm defending myself. Hi, nice to meet you. I'm Zecke. I'm not against edgy humor. I think edgy humor can be funny, unless edgy humor is used to just punch down towards marginalized people. Then it's not edgy humor, then you're just being dumb.
Mr. Sir?
It's actually Mrs.
I just had to bring this up, because it's just like,
I know she's not talking to me.
I didn't think she was an edgy VTuber. And all of the comments lead me to believe she's not an edgy VTuber. Do I think her joke is fine? Yeah, I don't think there's anything wrong with this joke that she made.
I agree. Is she like putting up a sort of imaginary difference between edgy and non-edgy? And what I'm thinking right now, so this is a lot of extrapolating information from very little information presented, but it sounds like Kirsche is saying that edgy can only be sort of like in the reactionary direction, and anybody who is more like leftist and all of that sort of stuff, they are never edgy. Continue, please. I think it
gets weird when she's just like, yeah, it's because they're rich that I can make this edgy joke, and if they were of any other type of person, I wouldn't make this joke.
Yes, also very unfortunate freeze frame, I'm so sorry. No, yeah, that's basically why they went into the submarine, because they wanted to be in the submarine. They had the means to be in the submarine because they're fucking billionaires. Yeah, you basically got it. It was made for them, like that Junji Ito comic. It's made for them, they need to go in there. Yeah, no, Kirsche is onto something. It's literally, yes, it's because they are billionaires that it's extra funny, very funny to joke about. Also, it's their fault. It wasn't safe because they didn't want it to be. Yeah, like, you can check the safety regulations and see if, like, oh, is this safe for me to ride in? And they were like, nah, oh no, well, I'll ride in it anyway. Why? Oh, just because of for fun. How can you sleep at night by making those submersible jokes very easily with oxygen? Yeah, I can breathe in my bed. I'm not under the sea. Down where it's better,
they were fucking far ass down. Me, when the Westerner tells me that they're moving to China to escape from evil oppressorino.
Where does that joke come from? Who says that? I don't think you should move to China if you're trying to escape oppression.
I like it when they threaten to move to Canada. It's like, what do you think the fucking difference is?
I mean, you know, if we're talking about US citizens, United States of America citizens, which I guess you are talking about, you said Westerners. Like, I'm a Westerner too, I'm from Germany, if you didn't know. I wouldn't move to Canada, just it's very far north. I don't know what's going on in Canada particularly either. Canada, as far as I know, is not currently passing bills that are literally genocidal. Hence why some Americans might want to move to Canada. It's pretty simple. I don't know. Anyway, I want her to get to the point, and it's my fault that she hasn't yet. We're only 1 minute and 20 seconds in, and that's completely on me.
Isn't Bao rich herself? Yeah. The people with the eat the rich mentality.
There it is.
And Bao also spending like $34,000 on an animation. I feel bad that she got like cheated out of her money, right? Like that shouldn't happen to anybody.
Okay, so the point is, I don't know if she's gonna come back to her point. The point is, oh no, but Bao, you're rich yourself. Not that rich. Not as rich as the people who were in that submarine. There are levels to how rich somebody needs to be to qualify for the eat the rich sentiment. We're not talking about like our neighbor who drives a Porsche. Like, I don't know. I don't live in a neighborhood where I see Teslas around. I don't think I've ever seen a Porsche driving around here. But, you know, I'm not talking about the rando who drives a fucking Porsche because whatever. We're talking about, like, the 1%. The 1% are so unimaginably rich and so unimaginably detrimental to our society as a whole that we should definitely consume them. And or put them in the submersible. Put them in the ocean. There's a reason they say 99% versus 1%. Like, Bao is in the upper middle class, I'm sure. Bao is like upper middle class, maybe. I don't know much about Bao. I don't know how much money, like disposable income she has or anything. But most influencers, maybe all influencers, I'm pretty sure, are not the top 1%. Like, the 1% is very small. There's a lot of people on the planet. The funny thing about jokes on the sub people was mainly concerned for me when, yeah, it's the hubris of rich people too. Like, it's not just that they're rich by themselves and really cautious and like manage their money well or something. No, they spent a shit ton of money on a literal death trap and just assume nothing bad is gonna happen to them. Just because they're so rich and they think nothing bad will ever happen to them, because usually money prevents you from having bad shit ever happen to you. But not this time. Not this time. This time money enabled you to have bad shit happen to you, and that's why it's funny. Yeah. The 1% could cover a whole continent if their entire wealth was converted into dollar bills. I bet. Yeah. It's like, it's an insane amount. Like, unimaginable amount.
That was fucked up that somebody, like an animation company, just kind of took off with her shit. But it's also funny that you are wealthy enough to drop like $34,000 or $36,000 on an animation for your VTubing.
Yeah, that is a good amount of money. I agree. I would like to, well, I don't really need that amount of money. I would make my animation myself because I can't handle anybody else doing any work for me. That is something creative, because I need to have complete creative control over everything that I do. But that's just me. Yeah, that's a good amount of money, but that's not even half. That's not even a third. That's not even a fourth of the money that was one ticket into the submarine.
And yet you have like the socialist experience. It's like Hasan Piker, right?
Socialism is when no house. Repeat after me. Socialism is when no house. Yeah, obviously that's what socialism is, a poverty cult. And if you have more than like I don't know, $1,000 available a month, you are no longer a socialist, you are a filthy capitalist asshole. Obviously, socialism is when no house. She also got, yeah, she had to get donations for that animation too. Like, it's just a bad example as well in general, because Bao is not that. Bao is not like that 1%. Hasan is a better example because Hasan is much wealthier than Bao is, but again, the classic argument, socialism is when no house.
And him being an avowed socialist and him advocating for socialist things and then buying like a multi-million-dollar mansion. Do I think he should be able to buy that mansion? Yes. Do I think it's a problem that he has that mansion? No, it's not a problem. Do I think it's hilarious that someone with the beliefs he has would then go and buy something like that instead of living by his actual standards? Yeah, that's fucking hilarious, and that's where you criticize him.
A lot of people have a problem with that. Not gonna lie, Hasan looks good in that picture. It's a good Hasan picture, isn't it? Right? Oh shit. I'm a capitalist asshole then. Fuck, yeah, you are. Well, get off the socialist train. You're not allowed. Socialism is when poverty brain rot. Only. It's a poverty cult, obviously. We all know this. Clearly. And it doesn't matter how much Hasan like donates to charities or offers his house up for anybody to stay in. Well, not anybody, but like his friends and family to stay in when they come to visit or anything. And all of that doesn't matter at all. Like, if you have personal belongings, you're no longer a socialist. Fuck you. You did it wrong, obviously.
OceanGate is now a part of the Canadian MAID program. Gonna be terrified when someone says they bought—
What? MAID. Oh, I don't know what that is. Medical assistance in dying. Oh yeah, I heard about that. Isn't that— oh, yeah, I heard about that. That's something completely different, but I think that's pretty bad. I don't like the Canadian MAID program. Isn't that the one where I think it gave people who have bipolar the option to just opt into dying, which is pretty insane, because a part of being bipolar, one of the symptoms, I think, as far as I know, I'm not an expert on bipolar, is experiencing suicidal ideation during manic episodes. They're kind of weird. Very, very weird. Hasan financing the Amazon labor union, as far as I know. Yeah, basically, he's one of the top 3 donors, if not, like, the number 1 donor of that. I was like, fuck him. He has house. He very bad.
For a submersible trip to the Titanic, dude. The new age fucking insult. Guts from Berserk with a dog face. White woman kryptonite. Oh, I'm not really a fan of like dog face.
Whoever clips this should I'm gonna give you I don't know who do you clip your own? Is this your channel? I don't know anything. Whoever clips this should clip out her responding to random things in chat. I try to do that as much as possible. Sometimes chat responses are good and I keep them in there. You person who clipped this, you should cut out the parts where she's reading extremely random chat messages, because it's confusing as hell. That channel is just a clipper. Okay, yeah. That's not her channel. I was like, yeah, it doesn't look like her channel, right? Clipper advice. Clip that out. It confuses me. Thank you.
Every human you've ever met who yells "eat the rich" has been far above your tax bracket. It's vexing!
This is not true. That is not true. I say eat the rich, and I'm below, like, anybody's tax. It's really rough out here. It's pretty rough out here, okay? No, a lot of people who say most people who say eat the rich are not, well, 100% of people who say eat the rich are not the 1%, first of all, which... Argument closed. Finished. That's it. That's all you have to say. But one more thing. Most people are also not even in like the top 50% or something. Most people who say eat the rich are not. Anyway.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, and like Bao and Hasan as well are not CEOs. They don't just sit on their ass and let money do the work for themselves. Hasan and Bao put in a lot of hours to achieve their. You're very right on that, Angel. They put in the hours to achieve their wealth. Still, well, you know, a CEO or somebody who invests in fucking stonks or whatever the fuck, they don't do anything. Hasan is like live fucking every single hour of the week. Bro is constantly battling burnout. Like, okay.
That's a problem. Socialists shouldn't be allowed to have property. Make them live their dreams. Millionaire's the problem until a socialist is a millionaire, and then it's billionaires, but socialists pushing goalposts is par for the course. Yeah, just like that e-girl that I can't...
No, I will not comment on anything that's besides the point. Eat the 1% doesn't sound nearly as good as eat the rich, though. Optics is tiring. So true.
I remember the name of, who's only known for doing TikTok.
I don't know her. That's the Bernie Sanders AOC supporter roasted for $2 million apartment after tax the rich post. I'm sure that some people like this, see, this is even tax the rich, much more calm and much more mild. I'm sure that people like that, I don't know her personally, again, whatever. A lot of those people would be fine with paying more taxes. Those people do exist, you know? People who are pro AOC, pro Bernie Sanders, that sort of sentiment, and have money. Those people would then want to pay more taxes. I know, you can't imagine that, because you would never be pro having rich people pay more taxes, I guess. I don't know what your stance is on this, but those people might just want to be taxed a little bit more and help their country in that sense.
She was also all on the like, yeah, eat the rich, I love socialism train, and then she made $1 million. And then she started making defensive remarks about why she can have all of these things that she derided. Hiccup. That she derided other people for having previously. It's like, it's not a problem when I do it. Bernie Sanders, it's not.
These people have no logic. You're so right. Just, oh, you want to improve society, but you have money? No. Have no money. Be not well situated. Then, when you are in destitution, you can change society. Tee-hee. Yeah, it just doesn't make any sense. It makes no sense. There's not a thought behind those. Not a thought behind those eyes. Very sorry to say. Make communists live the dream. Let them goes to describe what happened under capitalism. So true. It's so true. It's like, yeah, this is what communists want. They want horrible poverty. Wait, that's what capitalism is making right now? What? You must be shitting me. Ain't no way. Capitalism ever doing anything bad? No. That is she trying to get the 4chan crowd? It feels like it. This is my first exposure to her, so I don't know, but it feels like it, yeah.
When I do it.
Oh, I saw somebody bring up fruit in her chat, of course.
Bernie Sanders, it's not the millionaires, it's the billionaires. The new Dr. Disrespect clip about Hasan fans from the other day is pretty funny.
Yeah, the Dr. Disrespect Hasan drama.
I haven't seen it, but I saw Asmongold saying that, like, Hasan made, like, a comment about Dr. Disrespect cheating on his wife.
Yeah, that was pretty funny. And I think that comment was him reading chat and taking the joke, because that's what Hasan does. That's what we should be calling Hasan out for. He just steals jokes from chat all the time and doesn't come up with his own material. Now that is the truly reprehensible thing about Mr. Hasan Piker. Just saying, yeah. Yeah, her viewers are 4chan/Kiwi Farms types. Ugh. Don't you feel bad? Don't you feel bad when you get up in the morning and you have to cater to that audience? I mean, I guess not if you're part of that audience too. Remember during the height of Rona, when people kept pointing at direct consequences of capitalism, saying, see what communism would be like? It's so true. They do it all the time. You'd think people would, like, gain the ability to, like, have thought, but alas, it's just that monkey. You know the little monkey with the plates who slams the plates together? That's the only thing that's going on in people's heads. Like, these types of people's heads. It's so easy to crib from chat. We're right here giving free ideas. I mean, I do it too, but we should call Hasan out for it. How dare he? Yeah, like I said, that comment was from a chatter, I think. I'm pretty sure. But it was pretty funny.
And how he thinks that's fair game. And I'm like, yeah, if you start talking shit to someone, you shouldn't expect them to be nice to you.
Very few people are nice to Hasan. Everybody hates leftist commentators. You know that. We know that. Everybody knows that. Nobody is fucking nice to Hasan. Nobody's nice to Vosh. They're all very mean, okay?
And play fair game. It's just like that that chick that never should have gotten hired by FaZe for marketing because she had no idea what she was doing.
Oh, her. I'm like, who? But I remember.
As soon as she starts getting, like, derided for other things, right? As soon as that FaZe guy stopped deriding...
I'm pretty sure that was just straight up sexism for no reason, but, you know, slay. Also, that's literally, again, making fun of Dr. Disrespect for being unfaithful to his wife is a decision that he made. He was not forced into being unfaithful. He was not, I don't know, genetically programmed to be unfaithful, or, like, it was his choice. He could have just not been unfaithful. Like, obviously, make fun of that if you want. That's, like, a thing that he did out of choice. Not, like, the woman being a woman. she did not choose that, probably. And
fighting her for her lack of knowledge.
Yeah.
And brought up how her like physical appearance was. I don't blame.
And her physical appearance, she didn't choose that either. See, I don't remember the clip too clearly, but it's just, again, kinda dumb. Well, under communism, there's no ownership of jokes, though. I mean, Hasan is against intellectual property, so, you know, actually, he backs up his joke stealing with facts and logic and
her for being
beliefs.
Like, well, weren't you the guy that almost overdosed on fucking stream?
But what does that have to do with the submersible? I don't know. Maybe nothing. It doesn't have to have anything to do with the submersible, I suppose.
Communism is the ideology of midwits who are resentful that they're not on top. Pretty much.
That's literally... Okay, sure. If you believe that, then there is no point arguing with you, I think. It's obviously just a very basic misunderstanding of anything that falls under the umbrella of communism. I get it. I understand. You don't get anything.
Why are you worry torching me, Nimothy? People having money isn't a problem. People with money buying government officials is a problem. Yes. Yes, that is a problem. That is very much a problem. There's an old meme of some commie woman holding a sign that said "Eat the rich," but the boots she was wearing were worth like $500.
Again, you cannot have $500 boots. It's the same argument over and over again. I'm not gonna say it every time she's... But yes, communism is one no house.
Jesus Christ. I don't understand... In these people's minds, right? What are you working for? If not...
For people to stop dying under capitalism. That's what we're working for. We're trying to stop, like, mass poverty, mass injustice, mass death. Like, people like to talk about, oh, during Mao and whatever, so and so many people died. Do you know how many people died under capitalism? A lot of people are dying currently, right now, because of the consequences of capitalism. Do you know that? I think arguing with her would be way too frustrating because she doesn't know anything. Like, I already don't know that much, but she doesn't know anything. The one true communist is me. It's true. In a debate, Hasan was told in one stream to offer a free healthcare to his chat, to practice what he preaches. And he said that he and his team actually run a team like workers co-op and stuff. But yeah, those are the types of comments that he gets. It's like, well, just finance healthcare for all of Americans. And he's like, he tells them he's advocating for the government to offer free healthcare because that shouldn't be an individual's job, because no individual can facilitate that just on a managing level. That's impossible to facilitate free healthcare for everybody. That's why he's working towards changing the policies that are in place as far as he can, so that people can have access to free healthcare, because that is the job of a government. If we have a government, the government should be doing that. Yeah, what most people know about communism and socialism comes from pop culture and has long been created by capitalists, especially by American ones. It's crazy. It's kind of insane how much, like, just misinformation or just no information is out there. It's either misinformation or it's just no, like, accurate information, and it's just jokes. And of course, if you circulate around in these little insular groups on 4chan and wherever you are, of course you're not gonna expand your horizons ever.
Not to get rich.
Welcome to Toxic
Right.
Sluts.
Like,
oh, that was a sound alert. I'm like, what?
Obviously, you're going to hit a point where it's like, I don't need more money. I'm happy with where I am. I'm happy with where I am, right? Like, some people hit that point. They're like, I don't need more. I don't need to keep working my ass off to get to higher and higher heights.
Yeah, but some people work for other reasons as well, you know? Like, I think that's part of why Hasan works so hard, is mostly because of, well, I mean, I guess fame probably plays a part in it, like fame as in not the money part of fame, but like the actual recognition part of fame, as well as societal change. Like, I know that's something that, I'm talking about Hasan a lot, like I know what's happening in his brain, but I've watched him more than she has, I'm sure, so I know a little bit more about his thoughts since he does talk about it every now and then. So I just want to tell her that he talks about, oftentimes he talks about that certain comments he gets from viewers, like saying that he was the one to pull them out of a right-wing pipeline type mindset. Those sorts of comments are what keep him making content. And I don't think it's the bag, or it's not only the bag. Of course you want enough bag to keep living. That's nice. Would love to be able to sustain life. I know, shocking. Again, communism is when you die, ? But like, it's not the only reason that somebody can be doing a job. you know? So unionize, harmonize, organize. So it's impossible. Yeah, it's impossible to have discussions with them until they research something real about it. And I guess in a discussion, you could be the one who teaches them. But if you go into a debate or a discussion or however you want to call it, oftentimes the kind of mood will be very combative, and that's not always the best learning atmosphere. It can be a learning atmosphere, but it usually isn't. I'm so glad to see someone else get confused by sound alerts. Yeah, I sometimes see some clips where I can't understand anything that's going on because of them. Yes, I don't like when there's constant sound alerts, and you know what I really don't like? When there's sound alerts in a stream and the person doesn't like stop to acknowledge them, but they're still there. Like, either have sound alerts on and you stop what you're talking about, acknowledge the sound alert and then move on, or don't have the sound alert on and go back afterwards to read the donation or whatever and look at the thing. Don't ignore your sound alerts if you have them on. It's so distracting. Oh, maybe it is an autism thing. I don't know. It could be. What? Oh well. Either way, we're right. We are right, and we should say. Some people work more than 8 hours a day and can barely survive. Does she not understand that? No, I honestly think she does not understand that. Or, of course, it's either honestly doesn't understand or pretends not to understand in order to further her talking points. It's one of the two. And one is worse than the other, in my opinion, so.
I'm happy.
Let's
there
hope
are
it's
those people. But it's like, if you're not working to make money, like, what are you doing? Like,
Huh? I just told you! I didn't even know I swear, it's not pre-watched or anything. I just told you! There's other reasons to be working, especially in fields like, in many fields. Of course, you work to survive at the cash register of your nearest supermarket. Probably that is not your, like, ideal work scenario. You work there in order not to die, which sucks. But many people go into teaching roles, for instance. We don't even have to be influencers for this to apply. People go into teaching where they barely survive. They could make better money elsewhere. And sometimes they teach in schools that offer less money, but they need like help there in like their neighborhood or something. And you teach there because you want to make a difference in young people's lives, or you see this as your calling. Some people, I don't know if you don't understand this. I feel like anybody who's a content creator especially should understand this. Like, you probably, I would assume, should have started this because you wanted to make content and you wanted to put your voice out there or be creative or whatever. It's not just about the money. It's nice if you can make money from something like content creation. That's like very nice. It's very cool that that is possible to do, but oftentimes that's not the driving factor as to why you do it either. Do you not know that, or are you trying to argue a different point right now and I'm not seeing that?
Every job is for you to make money. And I agree that a lot of things are way too expensive. When I look at the rising cost of like rent and food prices and shit, I'm just like, what the fuck is happening?
It's capitalism. Baby, it's capitalism, baby! Why is this happening? It's because of capitalism. That's why it's happening. And of course, general unrest in the world caused also by capitalism. It all goes back to that one. It all goes back to the big one, truly.
Like, what the actual fuck? Do I know how to fix this shit? No. I'm not smart enough to know how to fix it. It's just like,
yeah, leave it to people like... That sounds so arrogant. Leave it to people like me and Hasan.
Could do is really complain about it and be like, I hope something can be done by people who are hopefully smarter than me.
Why are you... Wait, okay. Is she in political commentary or not? If she is in political commentary, why say that? If she's not in political commentary, okay, whatever. She just sounds like she's in political commentary, and like all of her trends are politics as well. I don't know. I thought she talked about political stuff, but apparently not. Because why would you say that if you don't talk about that? Anyway, looking forward to use. She's not political commentary. Okay. You're not at all political commentary. Okay. Well, but yeah, you did say that Kersha has recommended Matt Walsh's "What Is a Woman," so that's politics. Sorry, hate to break it to you. If you watch Matt Walsh, you're into politics. She did do that. Well, if she does that, then sorry, babe, you're in politics, aren't you?
I just don't understand the eat the rich mentality when it's like you also are working to make money.
Yeah, you are working to make money. The rich that we are talking about when we say eat the rich are the 1%. Those people don't work anymore. Maybe they worked at one point in their life, but they don't do work. Not in any sense that you could call it work. They do not work anymore. Like streamers work. The rich that we're talking about when we say eat the rich do not work. That's literally the problem.
And people, again, that's why I don't think there's an issue with people like Hasan owning overly expensive houses and buying overly expensive things. I just think it's incredibly hypocritical with what they believe in to then try and, like, weasel word their way out of why it's okay for them to do it, and they're not the rich you should be eating, right? It's like...
Communism is when no house. Socialism
it's hypocritical and it's
no
ironic.
House.
That's internet people for you. Decent chunk are absolute damn hypocrites. Meanwhile, I prefer the straight shooters like me and the Yabbit. I mean, I'm sure we have, like,
You and the Yabbit, of course.
Critical things as well, but, like, much like me, she probably also tries to be, for the most part, as least hypocritical as you possibly can be.
Everybody, yeah.
Subscribe and hit that
shh, silence. Guess she believes that billionaires do all the work to get their money and not exploit others. I guess so. I guess that's what she probably believes, which, yeah, that's a mindset that some people have who don't know anything about anything. It's really sad, but it's true. Well, maybe you'll figure it out one day. If you're not into politics, you know, of course you wouldn't know anything about that, but then don't talk about it. If you have no interest in talking about politics, maybe don't. Because then you, like, you know, or you educate yourself and you do actually learn what things are and how things work, and, you know, don't just say, oh, well, I don't talk about politics, so of course I don't know how anything works. You can learn. You don't need to start off knowing everything there is to know about politics. You can learn. It's fine. Anyway, that was an interesting video.